No fucking way.
Well, that seems a challenge. Had some results. Thanks. See you next time. Just kidding. We're gonna talk about the entire challenge, the nitty gritty, what I did, the ups and the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that stuff. But first, let me tell you, I hate when I watch a video like this and I'm trying to determine if I want to do a program like this or do that program or whatever, and you make me sit there for 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40, 10 million minutes before you actually tell me how did it end up, what your results were. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to give you the results of everything that we did first, and then I will tell you what I did, how I did it, my background, all of those things, so that you can compare and have all the information you need to determine if you want to become a DLB member, if you want to do a challenge like this, blah, 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 all of those things. So, first of all, here were my results. I had some major body recomposition changes, which were kind of surprising. I have dropped in my body fat percentage, and probably the most shocking to me, because honestly this whole program had me kind of super like, holy shit, shook with my results, is I lost just over 10 pounds in 6 weeks, which is crazy to me because I went into this not having any idea what I was going to lose or really like a number that I wanted to hit. I had like this vague number of under 150 in my brain that like if I just got under that I think I would be feeling good, but yeah, I definitely way over exceeded that and it was awesome. So how did I get those results? Well, as you know, based on the title of this video and the fact that it's part of a series, I did the Dana Lynn Bailey 6-week Shredded Summer Challenge. So what was that challenge? What is it like to be a member? How did I get those results? All of those things. So the challenge involved having 6 days a week where you're lifting, 5 days a week of cardio, having a diet of your choice as long as it omits alcohol and processed sugary kind of like just garbage foods. Like don't eat crap and be like, it's part of my diet. That was one of the rules. And then trying to drink a gallon of water a day. Basically you just need to stay really well hydrated. I personally didn't always get to a gallon of water a day, but I was still drinking a lot of water. And the last thing was you just needed to take before and after pictures. Personally, I love that this challenge was fairly simple. There wasn't like 15 million different rules. So I feel like simpler challenges tend to work better for me just because I know myself and I will make excuses like, this is too hard, there's too many rules.
I'm taking a nap!
You wanna take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then. Good night.
Good night.
Having challenges or workout programs that are a little bit simpler like this one works super well for me, and I'm sure they work well for other people based on some of the results that other people have had. As a DLB member, I'm a part of a Facebook group where it's a bunch of other people who are also members who are doing the challenge, and a lot of people saw a lot of really good results doing this challenge and just sticking to her program. I feel like with a program, any program, her program, you need to give it a chance to kind of work its magic. You can't just try something for 2 days and be sporadic. It was really a good opportunity for me to have something that was consistent. The workouts are already programmed for you. There's dietary suggestions, there's cardio suggestions. It was just something where I had everything all in one place and made it super convenient to have something easy to stick to. Honestly, I would recommend becoming a DLB daily member to anybody who is wanting to take their lifting and their body recomposition and maybe their weight loss, depending on your goals, seriously. There's a 7-day free trial for her program, which is super great because it kind of gives you a week to determine what you're doing. So I think the biggest thing about this program and why I had the results that I did is that it was something that was holding me accountable, which is really big, and that it forced me to be consistent. Prior to this challenge and prior to becoming a DLB member, I have struggled with being consistent with my workouts or whatever. Like I said, my excuses pop up, and if I have to program my workouts every week and I have to like constantly be like messing with it, I can kind of fall off because I will make the excuse in my head. That little like excuse monster goes like, ugh, this is too hard. I don't want to come up with the workouts anymore.
They're all gonna be so interactive.
What I liked about this program, and which is just a feature of being a DLB member, is that you have workouts that are given to you at the beginning of each week for every day. It's already pre-programmed for you. There's already a purpose. You don't have to be coming up with all sorts of crazy, like, okay, well, what are my sets gonna be and all that other stuff. Like, it takes the hassle out of figuring out what you're going to do at the gym completely out of it. The other thing that's really cool about it is that there are different options depending on what your gym situation is. So I was lucky to have a gym that I could work out in, but there are at-home options on her website. There are limited equipment variants that she has, so you can really make it your own and just make it work for whatever your situation is as far as equipment goes. So I personally enjoyed the workouts. I will say this, so this kind of a program forces you to commit the time. Depending on how long you take how long of rest periods you take in between lifts and all of that stuff, basically how much you're trying to like bust your ass in the gym, the workout portion, not including the cardio, can take probably, at least in my experience, anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. So going into it, you just need to know that you're going to have to set aside the time to work out. This isn't a program where it's like, okay, like 15 minutes, 15 pounds, all of that like marketing nonsense. You have to be committed. And I personally like that. It might not be for everyone, but I personally like the fact that this program forced me to be like, okay, you're dedicated to 6 weeks. You're dedicated to a certain amount of time in the gym. You just have to build it into your day. It's all about priorities. So I think it really helped me prioritize my fitness, especially in this part of my life. Another thing that helped me stay committed and on track is I have an external goal outside of this. I'm getting married in September, so I want to look good. I want to look good for my wedding. So that helps. I think if you have a goal, you set aside the time, and you stick to the program, you're gonna see good results. And that probably sounds super generic, and like, oh, that could apply to any program, but honestly, like, it starts with you. Any program is only gonna work if you do, so yeah, I personally like how the DLB membership is set up, and then just how this 6-week challenge kind of all built into it. The next thing that I want to talk about, which is everybody's least favorite topic when it comes to fitness and reaching your fitness goals or your like body composition goals or whatever, is food. Like I said, for this challenge, it wasn't super strict as far as like, you have to eat this, this, and this. You could kind of cater it to yourself as long as you basically weren't eating absolute garbage. And you weren't consuming alcohol. So for me, what I did was I did a variation of macros, which is super simplified, and I'm not gonna get into it too much because Daniel and Bailey talks about it in this video that I'm gonna link somewhere. Basically, taking macros for a beginner to macros like me and just super breaking it down into like the simplest way possible, just so you have a place to start, which is basically what Daniel and Bailey recommends. This is gonna sound stupid, but the hardest part at the very beginning of this food-wise was not eating pork, because I am literally like the Bubba Gump of pork. Like, I love all forms of pork, like bacon, ham, shredded pork, pulled pork, you name it! Pork chops, you know, carnitas, all of the pork. I love pork. So cutting out pork and beef was kind of like a, well, we in for it now. But once I was used to it, it wasn't too bad. Going forward, I'm probably going to alter it a little bit just so it's something that's like a long-term maintenance kind of thing. But yeah, food-wise, I feel like just having something that was like structured and simple really helped me stay on track, and is something I'm definitely gonna take going forward. So anyways, the other piece to this was cardio. I did her cardio, some of her cardio that she recommends, and then I also mixed in a few other things. If you can't tell, I have a crazy animal back here who requires walks, so that's part of my cardio no matter what. Yeah, I went for walks with the dog because he needs it.
Here, cinnamon. Cinnamon.
And I did some of hers, and then I also mixed in some cardio from back in the day when I was playing tennis. just like some little footworky drill things because I don't have access to a treadmill. Like I said, her program is super adaptive to where whatever equipment you have, you can make it work for you. So that's pretty much it. That's what I did for the challenge. There's a handful of things that I think really helped me find success in this challenge and get the results that I did. One of which, like I already mentioned, was the food. Finally having something that kind of like simplified the food thing for me was great, because I tend to really overcomplicate the food. I want to like make a bunch of different things. I want to do all this stuff, but like cutting all the crap and just like simplifying it down to like, these are your categories. You can easily meal prep these. That helped a lot. The other thing that this challenge did was it helped me be consistent and committed for like a long enough period of time to actually see results. Like for example, I had different periods of time where, even throughout that 6 weeks, where I would have like a jump in results and then maybe like a plateau and then a jump in results. You're gonna have weeks where you struggle, but having the 6 week time period forced me to get through that when normally I probably would have like fallen off or become inconsistent or something like that. I think honestly, like having a challenge like this to kind of like kickstart where I'm trying to do fitness wise, and also having a long enough time period to kind of give yourself the opportunity to see results and make it through those ups and downs is really going to help. Another takeaway that I would have for anybody who's looking to do a program like this is have a goal, like an overarching goal at the end. I want to look as good as possible for my wedding. So having that goal at the end of like, okay, so I need to stay on track because this is going to help me achieve this. That really helps, again, with like the commitment side of things. So that's it. That's the end of 6 weeks. That's the end of the challenge. Super pumped about my results. Got a little more shredded, a little more fit than we were 6 weeks ago. So time to get right back to it. You don't have any idea how many times I've cut in this video just because it's been a shit show. The dog needs to go for a walk. Like